we got a chance to speak to the minds behind Apple TV Plus's Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Here now is our conversation with the creators of the show, Chris Black and Matt Fraction. Before we start, though, Matt, Sex Criminals is one of the all-time greats, and I got a funny story for you. I'm sorry,
we
man.
We only have 5 minutes. Are you sure you want to go through this?
I just got a very quick story. Basically, Malaysia has very strict censorship laws, and you can't get Sex Criminals here. So I used to have to go down to Singapore and then smuggle it into the country, which is how I read your book. But so the thing I love most about what you've done with Monarch is, and pardon my French, you guys weren't fucking about. 5 minutes in, I call my colleague and I'm like, I got John Goodman and I got kaijus. This thing is real. Mm-hmm. Tell me, was that a driving philosophy behind the series, the whole give people monsters?
Well, it was certainly part of it. I mean, I think that there was, we knew that to create a television show that we couldn't just do a TV size version of the movies. We had to build this as a TV show, and it had to have a set of characters with an ongoing story that would draw you forward over the course of 10 hours. And so it couldn't just be Monster of the Week.
Right.
But that at the same time, there is an expectation that if you're doing a Godzilla show, if you're doing a kaiju show, it's got to have kaijus in it. And Matt and I, being fans of that, wanted that. Yeah. We didn't want the entire show to be people sitting in rooms talking.
Right. As you see Godzilla walking through the back.
That's
the other worst version of it, right?
So it was a balancing act. It was, how do we weight the stories? How do we tell the character-driven family drama that we want to tell, but still balance that with enough of the sort of the kaiju action that we're all salivating over and waiting for.
And part of the fun of building into Legendary's Monsterverse is they've introduced an entire xeno ecosystem of cryptozoological wonders of different sizes and scales, so they don't all have to be 400 meters tall.
Yeah. Tell me this: the Kurt Russell, Wyatt Russell thing is, I mean, we've seen sons and fathers play each other in the past, but this one is something that you guys lean into and you make a meal out of it. I think it's really clever that you do, from the credit sequence to the face morphing thing. How did that come about?
That's not morphing.
Oh, is it not?
That is a lap dissolve. Yep, that is the real
amazing
deal. That is practical effects, baby. Practical.
How did that who did you approach first? How did that casting come about?
We knew that Lee Shaw was the linchpin character that tied the two eras of the story together. We started with the character, and while talking to our brilliant casting director, Rana Kress, said, I've heard that Kurt and Wyatt Russell have been looking for a project. And the idea then was that we were immediately like, sold, let's go. And I guess they had been approached to play father and son or to be in things before, but the idea of playing one character that they got to build together was new to them, and it was a challenge they both attacked like pit bulls.
It's very, very cool. I've got like 30 seconds left, but I've got a sensitive question for you guys, and it's the fact that I guess these movies have had a mixed critical response, and I'm curious, as creators, when you go into something like this, where do you start? Do you pick and choose just the good stuff? I mean, we see them do it with Star Wars. What is your approach?
I think we just had to, we had to sort of filter a little of that noise out, and that we knew the burden of responsibility, the weight of the franchise, the history of the franchise. We knew it was important. We came to it as fans, but we just really kind of had to focus and go, okay, what's the story we want to tell? What's a strong character-driven story that we feel will make a good TV show?
Yeah, what's the best TV show in the Monsterverse we can make?
I didn't think there was never a process of cherry picking. It's like, oh, this worked in the movie and this didn't. It was us. I think really kind of trying to sort of, and Legendary was very generous with us. They were like, chart your own path, tell your own story. You need to carve your own lane out through this mythology.
Guys, it's really cool. Like, I honestly, it's one of those things where you go in kind of like this.
Oh, great.
And then you relax 15 minutes into it. And I had an absolute blast, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Awesome. We love to hear that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And I've got the whole Criterion box set and all that. I'm a huge fan of the series, and you guys pull it off. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Monarch Legacy of Monsters premieres on Apple TV Plus Friday, November 17th. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Sound off in the comments. And thank you so much for watching.